Do you ever feel like you're ready to give up? I remember when I was a kid, I would do anything to fit in with my friends, even if that meant me drowning in water. This week on The Thinking Effect. Stay tuned. So recently, I've had a chance to connect with my childhood friend Noah. Me and Noah was like, man, like Batman and Robin. I'm pretty sure back then I was Robin because Noah was like much cooler than me. But I remember, for example, like when I was about 9 years old, my mom had moved back with my grandmother because her and my dad had separated. And at the time, I really only had two friends on the block. It was Noah and Gilbert. But Gilbert's family was real religious and strict, so Gilbert couldn't come outside to play that much. But Noah was like, his family let him stay out as late as what he wanted. You know, they bought him all the cool clothes. And at the same time, Noah used to pick on me a lot. Like, Noah would just poke fun at me because I didn't have clothes that was as cool as him. Or, I had eczema on my face, so he made fun of me. I was kind of chubby. And still, as I'm talking about it, like, he was pretty fucking mean. So I don't know why I kept him as, like, a really, really, really close friend. I think it was the fact that I didn't want to feel lonely and left out, right? So it's sort of like sometimes you will accept the fact of being someone's punching bag just so that you don't feel alone, as horrible as that sounds, right? It's sort of like anything but being alone is better than being alone, even if that means being abused. And that those moments, as I look back on it, are the moments that has helped me gain my confidence. Because even as a kid, it's sort of like for some people, some kids now don't know how to handle being bullied, right? We hear about kids that will do extreme things, hurt themselves, hurt other people, but rarely do we hear about kids that stand up for themselves or even speak up for themselves when people bully them. Well, I was that bad motherfucker. I was the one that was taught, if somebody fuck with you, you better kick their ass. And my mama would tell me, if you don't kick their ass, I'm gonna kick your ass. And my mama had a much heavier swing than my friend Noah, so we had to fight many a days. And it was because I was pushed to stand up for myself that as I got older, I would continue to stand up for myself. And it's a question of, when do you give up? Like, at what point do you feel as if you don't have the fight within you anymore? Have you ever asked yourself that? Like, what is your wits end? When does it feel like you just can't do it anymore? Or when do you wave the white flag? I remember another time, again, just because I wanted to fit in, we wanted to learn how to swim. So there's a day camp up the street from us called Melbank. And, you could go there for free as long as your parents would sign some sort of parental form or something like that. And they had free swimming lessons. Mind you, I had never swam before in my life, but I was petrified. I was more petrified of being embarrassed in front of Noah and Gilbert than what I was jumping in 10 feet of water and not knowing how to swim, right? But when you look at certain things that drive you, it's kind of odd, right? Or you just have this feeling like you just want to fit in so bad that you're willing to do anything to fit in, even if that means not giving up. So I was not going to go to that pool and not try to swim. So they would take out this long pole and they would stick it in the water, and they would say like, all right, you have to jump in the water, grab the pole, go down in the pole, touch the bottom of the pool, and come back up. So of course, Noah being a show off, he jumped in first. He killed it like it was nothing. Boom. Gilbert jumped in next, went down, boom. It was my turn. Now my heart, I have a mic attached to my chest, so I'm not gonna bang it, but my heart is beating like a drum. Like it felt like my heart was literally about to bust out my chest. And all I heard was, yo, Tom, it's your go, like don't punk out. And that's all I heard, like, don't punk out. So in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna drown, I guess I'm gonna drown, go out looking good, because I was not gonna go out looking like no sucker. So I jumped in, boom, grabbed the pole, went down to the bottom, touched it, and came back up to the top. And it was one of the most powerful feelings in the world that I could remember as a kid, just facing a fear. Like I didn't want to give up in the eyes of others. And then as I think back about it deeper, it was sort of like, I ain't want to be a punk to myself. It's sort of like, if they can do it, like they ain't no stronger than you, they ain't no smarter than you. None of us really knew how to swim. They were just courageous enough to jump in the water and not give up. Because once you jump in the water and you go under, how are you giving up underwater? If you give up underwater, that's basically you just opening up your mouth and swallowing water, and you're basically going to drown. So if you don't want to do that, you hold your breath, you jump on a pole, you go down, you handle your business, and then you come back up. So again, what was that time in life to where you felt as if you wanted to give up, but you didn't give up? Is it something that happened in your childhood? Is it something that currently happened as you were an adult? Like I remember being at certain jobs where, man, I just wanted to walk away because it was just, I'm pretty sure you've been through that before. Like you just have some jobs that are just so horrible, but you don't want to let your family down. You don't want to let your coworkers down. So again, it's the same effect to where you will allow yourself to be abused. People may not respect you at your job. People may speak to you in a disrespectful manner, but you're like, man, I got to feed my family, or I don't want people to think that I'm a quitter. And you just allow yourself to be abused. But there has to be a turning point where you stand up for yourself and you say, you know what? I'm not going to give up because someone else wants me to give up. I'm choosing to move on because I choose to move on. And that's the turning point. This is the Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best.